What's up, everybody, and welcome to Read the Bible with me. I'm Stan Jr., and today we're looking at chapter 12 of the book of Nehemiah. If you're new here, so grateful and thankful that you are with us, and I appreciate each and every one of you that are here. I don't take it for granted. If you're new, go ahead and click the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. If you're a Bible Club member, thank you even more for supporting financially this ministry. That $10 a month really does change lives, and I'm grateful for it. So if you would allow me to just sit and thank you and for your generosity, I do it every time I get a chance to. So thank you so much. If you're a Bible Club member, like this video and leave a comment below so that we can, I can know that you were reading it along with me. Let's look at chapter 12 of the book of Nehemiah. Verse 1, it says, "These are the priests and Levites who came up from Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, and Seraiah, and Jeremiah, and Ezra, and Amariah, Malach, Hattush, and Shechaniah, Rehum, and Meremoth, and Iddo, and Gineathoi, and Ibijah, and Mijamin, and Maadiah, and Bilgah, and Shemaiah, and Jerib, Jedaiah, and Salu, Amok, Hilkiah, Jediah. These were the chiefs of the priests and of their brothers in the days of Jeshua. And the Levites, Jeshua, Benui, Kadmiel, Sherebiah, Judah, and Mattaniah, who with his brothers was in charge of the songs of thanksgiving, and Bakuiah, and Uni, and their brothers stood opposite them in the service. And Jeshua was the father of Joachim, Joachim the father of Eliashib, Eliashib the father of Joiada, Joiada the father of Jonathan, Jonathan the father of Jaddua. And in the days of Joachim were priests, heads of fathers' houses, of Seraiah, Meriah, of Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra, Meshullam, and Amariah, Jehonanan, of Maluki, Jonathan, of Shebaniah, Joseph, of Haram, Adonah, and Merioth, Hilkiah, of Iddo, Zechariah, and Jonathan, Meshullam, and Abijah, and Zikri, and Menamin, of Modiah, Pelatiah, and Bilgah, and Shemua, and Shemaiah, Jonathan, and Jehoiarib, and Mattaniah, and Jediah, Uzi, and Salai, and Kalai, and Amok, and Iber, of Hilkiah, Hashabiah, of Jehiah, Nathaniel, in the days of Eliashib, Joiada, Johanan, Jaddua, and the Levites were recorded as heads of fathers' houses. So too were the priests in the reign of Darius the Persian. As for the sons of Levi, their heads of fathers' houses were written in the book of the Chronicles until the days of Johanan, the son of Eliashib, and the chiefs of the Levites, Hashabiah, Sherebiah, and Jeshua, the son of Kadmiel, with their brothers who stood opposite them, to praise and to give thanks according to the commandment of David, the man of God, watch by watch. Mattaniah, Bakukiah, Obadiah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akub were gatekeepers, standing guard at the storehouses of the gates. These were in the days of Joachim, the sons of Jeshua, son of Jozadak, and in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and of Ezra, the priest and scribe. And at the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought the Levites in all their places, to bring them to Jerusalem, to celebrate the dedication with gladness, and with thanksgivings, and with singing, with cymbals, harps, and lyres. And the sons of the singers gathered together from the district surrounding Jerusalem, and from the villages of the Netophathites. Now, this is so important to just give thanks in our life to God for what he has done. They didn't take the credit. You see, after this great accomplishment, building this wall around the city, it fortifies their city. It makes their city a great and a strong city. It can withstand fights from enemies. It can withstand people trying to get in and take and steal and pillage and kill. But at the end of the day, they knew the only reason that this wall is standing is not because they're hands of duty, but because of who they serve. and that is none other than the God of the Bible. So when we come in our times in life when we actually complete something that is a pretty big accomplishment, remember to give God the glory. Give God the glory for the major events in your life. Give God the glory for the huge moments of your life. Don't take any for yourself. Give it all to Him, because at the end of the day, He's the one that allowed it to happen. And so they're acknowledging that. And so also from Beth Gilgal and from the region of Gibeah and Azmaveth for the singers had built for themselves villages around Jerusalem. And the priests and the Levites purified themselves, and they purified the people and the gates and the wall. Then I brought the leaders of Judah up onto the wall and appointed 2 great choirs that gave thanks. One went to the south on the wall and the dung gate, to the dung gate, and after them went Hoshea and half of the elders of Judah, and Azariah, Ezra, Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shemaiah, and Jeremiah, and certain of the priest's sons, and with trumpets Zechariah the son of Jonathan, son of Shemaiah, son of Mattaniah, son of Micaiah, son of Zakur, and son of Asaph, and his relatives Shemaiah, Azarel, Melaliah, Gilaliah, Maiah, Nathaniel, Judah, and Hanani, with the musical instruments of David the man of God. And Ezra the scribe went before them. The word went before them, because Ezra carried the word in him. Ezra went before them at the fountain gate. They went up straight before them by the stairs of the city of David at the ascent of the wall above the house of David to the water gate on the east. The other choir of those who gave thanks went to the north, and I followed them with half of the people on the wall, above the tower of the ovens, to the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim, by the gate of Yeshana, and by the fish gate, and the tower of Hananel, and the tower of the 100, to the sheep gate, and they came to a halt at the gate of the guard. So both choirs of those who gave thanks stood in the house of God, and I half of the officials with me, and the priests Eliakim, Messiah, Menemanin, Micaiah, Elani, Zechariah, and Hananiah, with trumpets, and Messiah, and Shemaiah, and Eleazar, and Uzi, and Jehananan, and Malchijah, Elam, and Izzer, and the singers sang with Jezreiah there as their leader. And they offered great sacrifices that day and rejoiced, for God had made them rejoice with great joy. The women and children also rejoiced, and the joy of Jerusalem was heard far away. People, they weren't quiet about it. That's why we talk about praising God. It's something that is emotional. Yes, it is emotional. Yes, it is loud. Yes, it is sometimes uncomfortable for people that don't believe in worshiping and praising God with their mouth and with their body. But here, they weren't caring about what other people think. They were so loud, it probably did bother the neighbors. It probably did bother the neighboring countries and cities and other places that surround the cities. Sure, but they're bringing glory to their God. Who cares about that? On the day that men were appointed over the storerooms and the contributions, the first fruits and the tithes, to gather into them the portions required by the law of the priests, and for the Levites according to the fields of the towns. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and the Levites who ministered, and they performed the service of their God and the service of purification, as did the singers and the gatekeepers, according to the command of David and his son Solomon. For long ago, in the days of David and Asaph, there were directors of the singers, and there were songs of praise and thanksgiving to God. And all Israel in the days of Zerubbabel and in the days of Nehemiah gave the daily portions for the singers and the gatekeepers, and they set apart that which was for the Levites, and the Levites set apart that which was for the sons of Aaron. So it's very important to see that when they rejoiced that the Levites were ministering and gathering the tithes. And it's a funny scene to see people rejoice when offering is going by, But some churches, mine, we actually get happy about giving to God, because we know that that is one of the purest forms of worship to God, is literally giving your finances to Him. It's giving because you worked for that money. You see, when you give it to Him, you're giving a piece of your life to Him. You get because you gave a piece of your life to get that money. You give that money to God. You're saying, Lord, I want you to have control over it. So I'm giving it to you. And so that was chapter 12 of the book of Nehemiah. Thank you so much for reading with me. Pray that blessed you. And if you were blessed and you'd like to support the ministry in any way, you can go to rtbwm.org. That's rtbwm.org. Or click the link in my description. Become a patron for $10. You won't miss it, but I guarantee you it will do more good than your Netflix subscription, than your Hulu subscription, than your Amazon Prime subscription, than your Disney Plus subscription. It'll do way more good for you and for the world, because we send Bibles to persecuted Christians around the world every month with your donation. We send missionaries to preach the gospel, pay for their airfare, pay for their food, pay for their travel, pay for their hotels, pay for help their families out when they're gone. We support them by your supporting this ministry. So thank you so much for partnering with me in advance. Can't wait to see who joins this video. All right, God bless you. Next time I read with you, we'll be reading chapter 13 of the book of Nehemiah. And as you know, that is our last chapter. So I love you, and I'll see you soon. Peace.